Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Like you can tell by the title of the video, today I will be sharing with you my mac and cheese recipe. This is a baked mac and cheese. However, I'm going to be making it, of course, in my Ninja Foodi Instant Pot. If you guys don't have an Instant Pot, go ahead and make this regularly as you would make just regular pasta on your stovetop and in your oven. I'm gonna go ahead and be making it in my Ninja Foodi. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I swear by this thing. I love it. Not sponsored, but I just love it and it gets the job done really quickly. So as always, I will be leaving all of the ingredients and their measurements in the description box below. But for this recipe, you will need some heavy whipping cream. You will need a box of elbow macaroni. That's a 16-ounce box. You're going to need some unsalted butter, some all-purpose flour. You're going to need some regular milk. I used fat-free milk because that's what I had on hand, but you can go ahead and use 2%, 1%, whatever you have. You're also going to need some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, and I used 3 different types of cheeses. I've made this before and I've bought the brick of cheese and grated it myself at home, but just because I wanted this done really quickly before a barbecue this day, I went ahead and just bought the shredded cheese, and I went ahead and bought triple cheddar, I bought a mozzarella, and I bought a 4-cheese Mexican just to put over the top. You can go ahead and use mozzarella and cheddar. I do recommend those 2 cheeses, but if you find blends like this, they work just as well. So like I said, if you don't have a Ninja Foodi or an Instant Pot, you can go ahead and make this regularly on your stovetop. Just go ahead and follow the instructions on your pasta box. But all I took was a 16-ounce box of the elbow macaroni. By the way, I've made this before with the Banza pasta, which is a chickpea based pasta, and it is absolutely delicious and a lot healthier. But for today, I went ahead and used the elbow macaroni. So all I did was add 5 cups of water to my pot. I added the entire 16-ounce box, and I went ahead and made sure that the rubber band around my pressure cooker lid was properly secured. And then all I did was set my pressure cooker lid on top, made sure my vent was sealed, turned it on, and I set this on the pressure cooker setting, low pressure, for 0 minutes. Now, once the pressure builds up inside and it cooks for 0 minutes, your pot will then beep and notify you that it's ready. You do want to leave it 10 minutes untouched for natural pressure release. After the 10 minutes are up, you want to go ahead and carefully remove all the steam through your vent. And once your little red safety indicator goes down, you know that it's safe to open up your pot, and this is what your pasta should look like. It comes out perfect every time, guys, and there's barely any water to drain out. I highly recommend, if you have one of these, make pasta in there because it's a game changer. So I went ahead and drained my pasta and set it aside in a different bowl. Then all we're going to do here is start working on our roux, which is the base for our mac and cheese cheesy sauce. So if you're making this on the stovetop, go ahead and set your heat to medium-high heat. I'm going to go ahead and set mine to the sear saute mode, and I'm going to set it to medium-high heat as well. All we're going to do is just add in our 3 tablespoons of butter, and you're going to see me add in equal parts of flour. First thing we're going to do is just get that butter melted down and add in our flour, and you just want to cook out that raw flour taste. That's the first thing that you're going to want to do. This shouldn't take long. This should take anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. You don't want to burn this. You don't want to brown this. Just cook it around for a few minutes until you cook out that raw flour taste. Once this has been cooking for a few minutes, we're going to go ahead and start adding our liquid in. So we're going to go and add our cup of milk. Like I said, this is fat-free milk. Whole milk works best, but use what you have on hand. So I'm just going to add that in and just mix it around. If you can see, I'm using a silicone coated whisk because I don't want to scratch the bottom of this pot. So do make sure that if you're using one of these, you don't use a standard whisk because you will scratch up the bottom of your pot. Also, go ahead and add in your heavy whipping cream and give that a whisk. I start small. I add a little bit, and then if I see that my mac and cheese is a little bit too dry, then I go ahead and I add more milk, more liquid, which you will see me do later on. Now, once this sauce is ready to go, we're going to start adding in our cheeses. For our sauce base, I'm using this triple cheddar blend, and I'm also using this thick cut mozzarella. If you just have standard shredded mozzarella, go ahead. Like I said, if you want to grate it yourself at home, I've done it before, and honestly, the cheese does melt easier, but for time saving purposes, I just went ahead and bought the pre-shredded cheese. So I added half the bag of the triple cheddar blend, which was about 4 ounces of cheese, and then I ended up adding the entire 8-ounce bag of the shredded mozzarella. And spoiler alert, I did leave out one ingredient at the beginning, but it is listed below: paprika. Paprika doesn't add any flavor to this, but it does give it that really nice cheesy color. So there's no need to keep adding more yellow cheese to give it that color. You just add in some paprika and you'll get the same effect. Once you add in your cheese, I would recommend switching over to a spatula or a spoon because this can get pretty messy if you're using a whisk. All you want to do is lower your heat to about a medium heat, medium-low heat, and just give this time for the cheese to melt and get all nice and cheesy and make this really nice creamy sauce that mac and cheese is known for. Now, if you like yours cheesier, go ahead and add more cheese. If you like yours a little runnier, a little creamier, go ahead and add more heavy whipping cream, add more milk. You're gonna see me add more. Customize this to how you like it, guys. There's not one way to make mac and cheese. This is just how we make it at home, and this is how we like it. And I do hope that you guys enjoy this recipe as much as we do. Now, while our cheese is melting and our sauce is coming together, we're gonna go ahead and season it. I'm just using some garlic powder to taste. I also added in some black pepper, some paprika, like I said, for color. Feel free to add as much or as little paprika as you like. What I do is I start small, add a little bit, mix it, see what color my sauce turns to, and you will see me add more paprika down the line. So at this point, I moved my sauce around and I wasn't happy with how thick it was, so I just went ahead and added in some more milk. And I gave that a stir. Like I said, go ahead and play with the consistency of your sauce. If it's too cheesy, too thick for you, feel free to add more liquid. Just do make sure that this is on a medium-low heat because you don't want to scorch your milk and cheese. So I wanted my sauce just a little yellower, so I went ahead and added in some more paprika. And of course, I went in and added a big pinch of salt. Go ahead and add in the salt little by little, I would say, because cheese is salty. So what I do is I just add a little salt and then I taste it. I ended up adding 2 big pinches of salt and it was perfect. Now, once my sauce was right where I wanted it to be, I just went ahead and added in my drained pasta. One of the reasons why I love doing this in the Ninja Foodi is because if you've watched my baked cheesy pasta recipe, I'll link it right up here. If you've watched that, you've seen me just drop down the broil lid and you can bake it, you can broil whatever you need to bake and broil in there just like a standard oven. Since I was making this for a barbecue, I didn't want to serve it directly from the pot, so I did transfer this to an aluminum tray and I ended up just baking it for a couple minutes in the oven. However, if you wanted to make it right in here, you can just go ahead and add your shredded cheese on top, drop your broil lid, and I would broil this anywhere from 7 to 8 minutes. You can lift up the lid and take a peek and see if it's where you want it, and you will literally be done. But since I transferred this to an aluminum tray, all I did was transfer it, cover the top with some cheese when I was ready to serve it, and I baked it on 350 for about 15 minutes, and right at the end I just set it to broil for a couple of minutes just to get that cheese nice and golden brown. As you can see, this is how it turned out. Super creamy, super delicious, just how we like it in our house. It will set just a bit as it cools down, but once you top it with the cheese and put it back in your oven when you're ready to serve, it will be absolutely perfect. This is the cheese that I topped it with. Like I said, my 4-cheese Mexican. Go ahead and top it with cheddar, top it with mozzarella, top it with whatever your little heart desires, and I promise this will be an absolute hit at any barbecue, any family gathering. It's just a classic dish that's so easy to throw together. Why not? As always, guys, thank you so much for clicking in on the video. Thank you for spending this time with me. I do hope that you enjoyed this recipe. If you give it a try, don't forget to let me know in the comments below how it turned out. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, you totally should. I'm going to leave it right here so you can go check me out on there. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you like what you saw so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, and click that notification bell so you can be notified every time that I post a new video. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July. I wish you all a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!